Welcome to this week's episode of Safety Brainiacs. Today, I'm very excited to be with Randy Pokrant of Pokrant Safety and Security, and specifically with their Checkmate Working Alone division. And we're talking about working alone today. It's interesting timing. This week, the Saskatchewan Press just issued a story about a photographer who was out working alone, taking photos, and he happened to fall down a well, an old well, and he wasn't found until the next day, and unfortunately he passed away. And it's such a tragic thing that in 2019, somebody probably, I don't know for sure, but they probably laid there for many hours. And it could be prevented if somebody had known where they were and there was a working alone system in place. And this is why we really value companies like Pokrant Safety and Security and their Checkmate systems. I think, Randy, you have some of your own stories as well.
Thank you, Theo, for having us here. Yes, there's all kinds of risks and hazards, for individuals that are out about their day working and in different roles and capacities. Could be a service tech that's working over on a midnight shift and on call. Could be a retail person who's working at a gas bar location. There's other instances such as a manufacturing facility. The story that I relate to often in the past is an individual that we had. So this individual was working on a piece of equipment, and they actually were up on a platform and fell off the platform and hit their head actually across another bar that was there, and lied probably injured, possibly unconscious for an extended period of time. I would guesstimate it probably was at least a couple of hours. Eventually this person was found and was injured, was conscious, but did have significant injuries, and was then taken to a medical facility for treatment.
So one of the elements of any good safety management system is a working alone program. And working in isolation means that you're not working with somebody from your own workplace, and or you're out of earshot where someone could hear you if something goes wrong. So we're briefly going to run through what's required in a working alone program. So number one, you must have a risk assessment. So do a high-level review of what are the activities going on in your workplace, and then assess the risks accordingly. Are you traveling up north? Maybe you're out of communication services. Maybe you are needing to have a winter survival kit, etc. And the next thing you're going to do is, even from that risk assessment, create your prohibited job. So what are the jobs that you may be doing that you should never even do alone? There's some that are prescribed in the legislation, and there's some that are going to be part of your own best judgment. So from a regulatory point of view, it's things like confined space. You cannot be in a confined space alone, excavation of a certain depth, doing live electrical work, etc. From there, you put the rest of your mitigation process in place. So obviously elimination of those hazards and working alone if you can, or put in your other controls. And part of those controls is going to be that working alone system. So you have to have a communication device and probably a spare backup. So I know some of your automated device like the Checkmate service, it is on the phones. There has to be some contact with the employee. You have to establish your frequency. Check with your local legislation as to what exactly is required for your working alone program. If you have any questions, please contact the experts at Pokrant. Look for our webinar on February the 5th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be digging deep into the working alone dilemma further. And thank you very much, Randy, for joining us on this episode of Safety Brainiacs.
Thank you, Theo.
And remember, a Brainiac is an exceptionally intelligent person, so go out there and make good safety choices. If you like this content, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the link below and share with your friends.